Soul is Pixar's most thought-provoking animated anything ever produced. Disney-Pixar, whatever. When I first watched it, I cannot even begin to describe to you the deep emotional, soul-searching, pun intended, that I went through because of it. Because the show really makes you think. And I'm not here to discuss what a lot of people are talking about currently, because the debate now is it for kids? Is it not for kids? Is it this? Is it that? And it's like, why is that always the conversation when something mature and super serious comes out? Like, is it for kids? Is it not for kids? Who fucking cares? Was it enjoyable? Did you have a good time? Okay, Richard, stop focusing on what the kiddies think. That's kind of weird. Like, some people are so obsessed with what children think. Like, if I didn't know better, I'd start to wonder and suspect. Now, sorry for this new format, but I just don't have the time and energy to actually edit this thing properly. Wait a minute. That was weird. Okay. So, with Soul, the main message is life. How are you gonna live your life? What do you plan to do with your life? How have you lived your life so far? And I like the balance they had with, for kids, it's kind of telling them, hey, don't take life too seriously. Everything's gonna work out. Just enjoy being alive. And for adults or people who have lived further in life, what the hell? That's not English. That doesn't make any sense. For adults who have lived life, or for adults who feel like they've wasted their life, it's like, hey, be fucking proud you're alive. Some people cannot boast that fact. And as someone who, it's very unique, let's say that, I was so enthralled. Like, I was so deeply confused because I did not know which side of the spectrum I fell in regards to this show. Was I more like Joe, where I took everything so seriously, I have goals in mind, and I don't see what life has to offer? Or am I more like, I was about to say Tina Fey, or am I more like 22, where I don't give a crap? And whereas I really do desperately want to say I'm more like Joe. I'm a go-getter. I strive for my dreams, and I don't like letting opportunities pass me by. That is not the truth. I am the most laid-back human being in existence. Yes, I work hard. Yes, I try to achieve things, but 9 times out of 10, I'll let something go if it's too hard for me. So for me, I had to come to grips with the fact of, okay, I'm the demographic this show is trying to say to be like live your life, enjoy being alive. But there's a caveat to that where you feel, oh, there's so many opportunities I let slip by because I didn't work hard enough. But then it's also, if you had worked hard enough, would you have even achieved them? Because look at Joe. If he had just been a laid-back teacher, enjoying his life, enjoying his job, he still would not have gotten a gig until this point in the movie. So whichever path he took, the reality of the situation was he wasn't going to get his big break until after he died. So it brings up the question of, is anything worth it? Oh my God, existential dread. We're all gonna die. Oh boy. Honestly, if I was in this movie, like, honest to God, if I was in this and I was just being conveyed up to the great after, I would not be fighting as hard. Honest to God, I think that's just how laid back I am. What the hell is this smear frame? Wait, go back. So, and after he saw the great before, where you can have anything you want, you can feasibly conceptualize it there. The only thing is that you can't taste. No, you can't touch and stuff like that. But reasonably speaking, I guess the great after is that things are not tangible, but depending on how you lived your life, I'm guessing things will either be really good or really bad. And Joe doesn't have anything to fear. The people on Earth that he wants to have his big break for, they will eventually catch up to you in the great after. So you can perform for them then. But that's just me. I've been ready for death since I was 8 years old. So what's the point of this video anyway? I'm not even like reviewing the movie because there's already so many great reviews. Like I probably said, so many more qualified people talked about so much better aspects of the movie. But I really loved the concept of just enjoy being alive. Just lay down and breathe air. Just breathe. Even if sometimes people say, hey, find something you might enjoy and do that. Well, some people are either not privileged enough or literally don't have anything that can bring them joy. And I feel, even though the movie doesn't specifically say that, the movie is trying to say, hey, even if for nothing else, just enjoy being alive. Just enjoy the act of living, because that is a wonder and a beauty and a gift in and of itself. Being alive is beautiful. It's painful, it's hard, it's tough, it's scary, but there are moments worth living for. There are things to enjoy. And that's coming from me. Again, I had a very horrible life, but being alive is fun. It's great. It's awesome. And I loved a movie that kind of addressed the whole, they didn't kind of call people like me or people with my mindset like lazy or uninspired or like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not go-getters who don't work hard enough. Even the people who do basically nothing, or the people who choose to live their life a different way are right, because hey, guess what? You're still living. No one way of living life is better than the other. Hell, what the movie is even trying to say is stop taking your life so seriously. It can end literally at any moment. And you need to enjoy what you can enjoy, because it just showed Joe in that situation in the barbershop where he was talking to that guy and he didn't even know the guy had a life, because Joe was so zeroed in, so focused on the concept of jazz, and he only focused on jazz, and he couldn't even appreciate a lot of the simpler things in his life, whereas things are good for him. Yes, it's not the best. Yes, it's not great, but things are good. You're not living a terrible life, but because you're chasing a different life, one that you feel you deserve, you are actively making your current life more miserable than it needs to be. Oh my goodness, some realizations are hitting me. Fuck. Damn it, why did this movie have to be so good? Keep this in mind, I actually don't like the art style of this movie. I hate the way Joe looks, but this barber, looking good, he can get it. But also, I was watching a Sarsaparilla video earlier today. He was ranking his top early 2000s Disney movies, and he was talking about, hey, why is it when people of color in Disney movies, they turn into animals? He even brought up the one for Joe, and for the majority of them, Joe was either an animal or an abstract spiritual being. They don't focus on the character of color from beginning to end. I think the only movie that never went through that was Moana, so praise be. Wow. I don't even think he was the only one that brought it. I think even Lily Orchard brought it up. Is it a thing? Why is it a thing? I didn't even think it was that much of an issue till I was actually going through this, and I was like, well, Joe wasn't a cat for most of this, and I was like, well, he was an abstract being for the other parts. He wasn't black for a lot of it. He was for most of it, more than Tiana was in like Princess and the Frog. The other example was Brother Bear. No, Pocahontas was. Didn't transform into any animals. I don't know how I feel about the subject. Let's not talk about that. But what was I talking about? I forget my train of thought. Oh yeah, I was talking about how the barber could get it, and I'm not really into the art style, but it's serviceable for what it is. I'm happy the cat didn't die, even though we saw the cat on the escalator. I guess that was one of the cat's many, many lives. But my goodness, I don't know why the focus on this film of, is it for kids? Oh no, they brought an animal sidekick buddy cop movie, whatever, for the kiddies. It's like, if you actually think about it, Inside Out is more not for kids than this, because Inside Out deals with like complex emotions and stuff that some adults can't even process their emotions. So what chance do kids have? But this is the concept of living and dying. And as a kid, you figure out early on that you're not gonna be around much longer. So kids know the concept of being alive and being dead. And again, I feel the focus of the movie is more enjoy your life. Will some kids find it boring? Probably. Kids are weird. They're different. Kids like different things. I'm pretty sure there were things that you enjoyed as a kid that people just did not understand. And there are things that you enjoy as an adult that people also don't understand. I'm a 25-year-old woman who likes watching Teen Titans Go. Weirder things have happened. Oh, this is so cute. But yeah, I guess that's where this weird review is gonna end. I love the Terry's and Jerry's, like astral, spiritual beings beyond our fathomable imagination, being inspired by a music teacher. Like, Joe has such a good life. Not even a good life, just a serviceable life that he can make the best out of it. But he's missed out on so much because of that one goal, and that shit is terrifying to me. Some people are more afraid of missing out on their big break. They're more afraid of not making it in life, or letting the best opportunities of their life pass them by. My biggest fear is... Wait, what was my biggest fear? Oh yeah, being distracted by the beauty of life because of one goal. Like, being so enamored with one thing, I just miss everything else. Like, I just fuck everything up. Like, what does...
This is 22, that's just regular.
This is a gorgeous movie. Oh my goodness. And that's not to say Joe having a passion for music and pursuing it is a bad thing. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. I'm not trying to push blame onto go-getters like, oh, you people who have aspirations and dreams. Stop it. No, I guess it's more of having a balance. Well, I guess the theme of the movie is enjoy life, enjoy being alive, enjoy the little moments. Just don't kill yourself for the big moments or the things that won't happen, because if it was meant to happen, it will happen. I guess I'm not qualified to talk about something this deep, spiritual and emotional, because this will have a different meaning to anybody depending on who you're talking to. But I'd really love to know what you think, what this movie meant to you. How did this make you feel? What were your thoughts watching this movie? And if you have not watched this movie and you have reached this point into the review, I love you, because you are a really good fan and I do appreciate you. If you are not a fan and this is your first video watching me, this is the first video of mine you are seeing, please consider subscribing, because I talk about cartoon a lot more than anybody probably should. But yeah, thanks you guys so much for clicking to watch. This has been a blast to talk about, and I really enjoyed myself picking apart my own brain for your entertainment. But yeah, I hope to entertain you. I hope you had fun, and I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks you guys so much for clicking to watch. But with that being said, this is TVC. Sign out.